welcome to Hashtag Radio. I'm Fid McAwesome.
I'm Carice McAwesome.
And on this week's Uncultured Roundup of social media, web, tech, gaming and pop culture, we've got a whole heap of interesting stuff to chat about this week. Facebook is getting a massive fine.
Is it massive? Oh, let's discuss later.
Yeah. Australian data laws are fucking up business. Google are listening in on everything. Okay, that one is one I want to talk about because it's one we've all suspected for a long time. There's a new Nintendo Switch on the horizon.
Yes.
And you and I both have viewed two big pop culture behemoths in the last 7 days.
Yes, we have.
And we're going to talk about that, the new Spider-Man movie and
Stranger Things.
Series 3.
We'll let you know with a spoiler alert.
Yeah. Later on in the show.
Because those ones are going to have spoiler alerts.
Yeah, we're not holding back.
No.
Spoilers are going to be coming out.
Yeah. That's happening.
Yeah. So, let's get into it. Facebook.
Yes, they have been fined $5 billion US.
Ooh, that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah, by the US Trade Commission after finding Facebook has inappropriately shared information belonging to 87 million users due to the whole Cambridge Analytica.
Oh, yep, still haunting us.
Yeah, surprisingly, investors are pleased with this settlement.
Investors are pleased with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is also rumoured to be including how Facebook treats user privacy later on in the future.
Okay.
But investors were, particularly surprised. And shares went up 1.87% after the news, which got me a thinking.
Yeah.
$5 billion US.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Is it quite a bit of money to Facebook?
Well, look, if any other company was told you've got to pay the government $5 billion in a fine, you would not be seeing shares going on an upward trajectory. No.
Well, let me explain.
Yeah, because I'm confused. Because literally all I know about this is they've settled on
the $5 billion. Yeah, that's the number.
Yep.
And Facebook investors are happy.
Yep.
And I want to know why.
Yeah, so do I.
Why are these investors happy that it's $5 billion? I thought they would have been mad. I would have been mad.
You know what we should be cutting into this is the Austin Powers every time you say $5 billion.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that from now on for every $5 billion. Okay, so while the settlement seems large...
Yeah.
Facebook makes on average $50 billion in revenue every year.
Okay.
With the fine representing just 10% of its total revenue made in 2018.
Wow.
So $5 billion is a small price to pay.
That is too much money.
Way too much money.
That is far too much money.
So with...
For a reptilian to be in charge of.
Yeah.
So he's in charge of all of our data, and he's making $5 billion a year.
Yeah.
Oh, his company.
$5 billion was actually is $2 billion off the growth that they'd made in a year. So
they've made $2 billion growth in a year.
No, they've made $7 billion. From
Not
2000
this year they're making $2 billion.
From 2017 to 2018.
Yeah.
They made $7 billion.
Wow.
And so even if you took out that $5 billion of their growth, that's still
that's
$2
a
billion
phenomenal
growth.
amount of growth. Like
this is money. We're talking
like real dollars.
Real US dollars.
Yeah.
So in Australian,
this isn't Candy Crush credit.
Yeah, in Australian that's like 7 point something billion dollars. I'm not a calculator. I can't be bothered using my calculator to figure it out.
No, I can't either.
In New Zealand...
Normally I'm the one who goes, just keep talking and let me check this. I can't be bothered.
In New Zealand, that's $9 billion. I can't even comprehend that amount of money.
It's funny, like, think about it like this. Like, think about in the...
And that being fuck all to Facebook going, oh, yeah, that's great. Investors going, oh, fuck, I thought it was going to be bigger. Yeah. This is great news.
But in the early 2000s, right, it was even referenced in Forrest Gump, you know, how much money Apple had made and how much they've grown since 1979 or something. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a massive growth in the tech industry, right? But that was over 20 years.
Was it really, though? Because if you...
Oh, in comparison to where it started...
Yeah. So I think if you're going to do it that long...
Yeah. From where to go, it took like 20 years for them to become a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Facebook's done this in under 10 years.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
That's a phenomenal amount of money.
Well, actually, it'd be 10 years.
Yeah.
It's shocking. Absolutely shocking.
A $5 billion fine and they're not even going to sneeze at it.
No.
Like they're not even going to notice us.
Now,
I mean, they're saving so much money on how they're paying their fucking contractors, so...
Yeah. So Facebook is still yet to find out what their fine's going to be in the EU.
Okay, so they're getting separate fines.
They're getting separate fines.
Okay.
And so that's the US Trade Commission. They're making $5 billion out of that. The EU are notorious for having huge fines, so it'll actually be quite interesting to see what happens there, and especially with their whole regulations. Now, the US Trade Commission haven't mentioned exactly what are the regulations that they're going to be putting on Facebook around users' privacy of their own data. Yeah. But the EU will guarantee there'll be like 500 fucking pages of what Facebook will and won't be.
I think the other interesting point in that statement you made is that they settled on $5 billion, right? Yeah. So that means that they agreed that they had done wrong and deserved to be fined.
Yes.
And the US said, well, we're going to fine you for that. And they said, yep. And then they've sat down at a table and gone, how much do you want us to pay? And they've gone, $10 billion. And they go, oh, look, we're not happy with $10 billion. We'd rather pay $1 billion.
Yeah, well,
they've met in the middle at $5 billion.
Yeah.
But will the UK negotiate? Or will they
not
say...
not the UK,
Oh,
EU.
the EU, sorry. Will the EU negotiate, or will they just slap a fine on them and say, this is how much you're paying?
Well, like I said, the EU is pretty notorious, and they will just slap a huge fine. Yeah. They don't do negotiations with terrorists.
So potentially we could be... we don't negotiate with digital terrorists.
Yeah. And especially when it comes to American companies, they're not afraid to put those big fines on and massive regulations. Yeah. So it will be quite interesting.
Well, it's already the EU that is making it hard in the tech industry for these big tech companies, rightfully so, making it hard when it comes to data control and stuff like that already. So
look, there's always been this thing that when you joined up to social, and I've heard quite a lot of tech companies say that people have been willing to sacrifice their user,
their freedom,
data, their own personal data privacy in order to be able to access this for free.
Yes.
Access these services.
Yeah.
Now we're beginning to find out, well, okay, I guess the average public is beginning to find out how much money has actually been made off them for free.
Off that data.
And then with all these personalised ads coming in,
so
with all this targeted
it's always been a negotiation that you make when you sign up. It's like, what am I getting in return for what I'm giving? Yeah. And I think once upon a time when we all started our Facebook accounts, we knew that our data was being collected, but that payoff back then was they're going to use that data to deliver us ads.
Yeah.
Right? But now and we didn't mind that, but now it is a case of...
Well, I think we are beginning to mind because we are getting shitty with the personalised ads. We actually start to feel like when we've searched something on Google or visited a website, then all of a sudden the ad for that product comes up on our Facebook feeds. Yeah. It's all of a sudden becoming intrusive. Yeah. And what was supposed to be what was touted, I know, especially for me in marketing, in digital marketing, it was supposed to be like tailoring these experiences to people online. Yeah. And I'm able to create these ads because I know that these people are looking for this product, so therefore this ad should be useful. Yeah. But instead, what we're beginning to feel like is our Facebook's becoming like our letterbox, and it's getting filled with junk mail.
Yeah.
And, well, some of us like junk mail in our actual letterbox, like I do.
Yeah, you know, yeah. We literally just got a new letterbox about 2 months ago, and it's the first time that we've had no
sign on there.
No sign on there for flyers, and you were super excited because all of a sudden we're getting the Aldi flyer,
Yeah.
and you literally just said, oh, I can't wait, I'm going to get the new IKEA Bible when it turns up.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And so, some of us do mind that, but some of us also don't.
Yeah. So this is the funny thing though, right? This is a personal thing that I have, is like you said about the creepy targeted ads and stuff like that. I always find it amusing though, and I'm a little bit disappointed when you get some ads that are delivered to you. And they're like, oh, your target marketing's well off. I was not interested. Like, Wish is really bad.
Wish is really bad.
Some of the stuff that Wish targets to me.
But I love Wish.
Yeah.
I actually, so there's a feature that you can actually turn off those ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so I've actually disabled my Wish.
Oh, see, I
ads.
keep the Wish ads on for one reason only. Because it's a lucky dip with what you're going to get some days when you open your Facebook app. It's like, oh, am I going to get something that I'm interested in? Or the other day, I got a stainless steel cock ring advertised to me, right? Mm-hmm. But on the inside of it, it had spikes pointing in.
What the fuck are you searching?
That's the thing. At no stage have I ever searched up anything related to pain in that region.
Right, I'm sure I'm going to believe you on this.
And this is where you're going to segue to the next subject, so I can't defend myself, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. And I think we'll move on. Up next, let's talk about Australia fucking up business.
So, the next point on here, you've written out the points for the show this week.
Okay.
Let me just clarify this to people as to why I'm about to intro that we've got Australia data laws are fucking up business.
Yes.
Like you've said, Australian data laws are fucking up business. I have no idea what this is about.
Okay, well...
So fill me in.
December.
Would you fill me in? Sorry. I felt like singing because I had a microphone in front of me and never mind. Continue.
Silence. In December 2018,
yes,
Australia introduced a law which allows law enforcement agencies to access encrypted data.
Okay, so is this... Do they have to request access?
No.
So they can just go in and take your data?
You still need a warrant.
Yeah, so they have to request it and have a warrant. Yeah.
To access encrypted data.
Okay.
But with a warrant or without a warrant, accessing encrypted data poses a problem.
Okay.
And this is because of this, and a lot of tech companies actually said at the time, do not allow this. If you do this, we're going to lose business. This is now July 2019. And Australia is seeing a large rise of departures from international organisations due to weakening security.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and a rise of data centres being used in Russia and China. The irony.
Oh my god, yeah.
Now, the usage of allowing law enforcement agencies access to data encryption means that you actually have to create a backdoor for these agencies
Okay, yeah.
in order for them to be able to access it.
This is similar, like Apple fought against this with the FBI.
Yeah.
They said, no, we won't create you a backdoor.
Now, a backdoor, when it's created, creates security issues, naturally.
Yeah.
Because it's through these backdoors that hackers can access.
Yeah, because you're giving them... It's a weak point.
Yeah, it's a weak point in the server.
So you're putting this back door in, but it's like, this is the back door only for the ATO.
Yeah.
ATO? No.
That's the tax.
What's the one here? Whoever.
The government.
The government. Only for the Australian government, right?
Yeah.
So nobody else, all you guys, you're not allowed to use this back door, okay?
Yeah. Now, I'd just like to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, can you remember why Australia and New Zealand refused Huawei 5G access?
Yes, because Huawei's technology allegedly had too many backdoors.
Yeah, exactly.
So the irony.
The irony being
Yeah.
is this is actually one of the security issues that the Australian government have requested
From other places.
but prevented another company from having a back door.
Yeah.
Or allowing their product to come in because it had a back door, which allowed people to be able to access data.
Yeah.
I just want that to sink in.
Yeah. So you've got the ironic situation, but I'm still stuck on the business implications here, right? So let's wind it back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so you've got a whole bunch of international companies, international organisations. Now, because they have, it's not so much that that the Australian government law agencies can access the data. It's actually how they've been able to access the data, and how they access the data means they have to go through a security breach because it's encrypted. And the moment that you allow that breach in an encrypted system, you've actually created a lesser security system, and you can kind of really question then if that's actually truly encrypted.
Yeah.
So these international organisations are going, well, there's only 2 other places in the world that we know that have full encryption services on their servers, being Russia and China.
Yeah. Ironically.
Yeah.
The 2 enemies of the state.
The 2 largest threats to data security in the Western world.
Let's have a look at it like this, right? So this is international companies, but it could potentially have implications for big Australian companies too.
Oh, look, naturally you're going to move your data centre off.
So I was thinking about like Atlassian, right?
Off Australian shores, yeah.
Atlassian is Australia's fastest growing company.
Yeah. It's
the biggest tech company in Australia, a massive success story. Like they own Slack now.
Yeah.
Right, so that's how big they are. And by putting in this law, you could potentially see Atlassian decide, you know what, we're going to uproot all of our tech side of our business and move it to China, or move it to Russia, or move it to where?
All the data, this server.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's a massive deal to have the biggest Australian company potentially move their stuff offshore purely because of a law that you've put in place.
Yeah, so I'm going to go one bigger
than
Atlassian.
Yeah, I was just
one
thought
that
they're the
affects
biggest tech company in Australia. Biggest
so
Australian owned.
I'm going to do one that affects all of us.
Yeah.
Is our banks.
Well, yeah, you're right. Like CBA could, or ANZ or whoever, move all of our banking data offshore because it's safer for them. Like most of these decisions normally are made for financial reasons, right?
Yeah.
They're not doing it for financial. They're doing it because our Australian customers, their data's important to us, so we're going to send it offshore so it's safer, and it should be safe here.
Yeah, exactly. So I just would like to thank all those people that voted in the current coalition government for ensuring that our data goes to Russia and China. Well done.
Awesome. Just where I wanted all my data.
All right, next up
we have... Oh, talking about privacy, let's talk about Google.
A Dutch company has discovered and proved that Google employees and contractors are listening to audio files recorded by Google Home.
Yes.
Google has admitted that this is true.
Okay, so this came out earlier this week, or a couple of days ago, and I instantly thought of us.
Who?
Us. You and
Oh,
me.
yes.
So we've got the Google Home. We've got it in our kitchen.
And the Chromecast, and on our phones.
Yeah. I've got it disabled on my phone.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
But we've got it in our kitchen. And we generally use it for playing music and stuff like that while we're cooking and whatnot. Like, it's pretty much just a music device for us now. We haven't used it for any of the cool other features anymore. We don't have smart devices or anything connected to it.
Oh, okay. I use it with my Google Assistant.
Okay.
It reminds me.
Oh, you use it for the news and stuff too, right?
Yeah, but my Google Assistant also reminds me on Google Home when I've got messages that come in.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. I use it for a glorified MP4 player.
Okay.
Or streaming device. Anyway, so I was thinking about when we use it mainly is in the afternoon when you and I are both in the kitchen cooking dinner together.
Mm.
Now think about the conversations you and I have over cooking dinner.
Yeah.
Google has listened to those.
Yep, and it is storing everything as well.
Yeah, and everything else we've done in the kitchen.
Yeah, so VRT News. Yeah, let's not go there. VRT News. VRT, this is a Dutch news company.
Never heard of them. Yeah.
Probably because the Dutch.
Yeah. No, I just normally it's a big company like The Verge or something like that.
I'm pretty sure I said right at the beginning, a Dutch company.
Okay, continue.
And so it was a Dutch news company called VRT.
Yeah.
They're like the routers over there,
okay.
I guess. They were able to access through a subcontractor recordings.
Wait, they accessed it? I don't know if it was accessed, so it's been leaked.
Yeah, they were, well, not technically leaked, they just went to the contractor who had them.
Can we have some?
And can we listen to them? And then they contacted some of the people that they were listening to.
Yeah.
Now, subcontractors actually transcribe.
Okay, so it's being listened and transcribed.
Yeah, as to what we are saying.
Yeah.
And how we are saying it.
Yeah.
In order to improve Google's speech recognition.
Yeah.
Now, the big thing is privacy. And while listeners aren't, those who are listening to it, aren't actually given any information to identify a user, so the user's name and location is deleted, it actually doesn't take long for someone to figure out who or where they are based on what they said.
Yeah. I was going to say, so clearly they've figured it out because this VRT have contacted the people.
They've contacted the people.
Yeah. What was the reaction of the people when they got contacted?
Oh, they were shocked. One of them actually heard their grandchildren talking.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's my grandkids.
Wow.
Another one, it was personal information.
Yeah.
And now, because of the personal information that's used,
yeah.
And when people have to search for things, so I've done a bit of transcribing before, and so when you don't understand how a word is said or spelt, you have to research it.
Yeah. And
that can often pinpoint somebody. So if they say a place name.
Yeah.
In this case, how they managed to find one of them was the person actually gave their address while they were
doing whatever they were doing.
Doing whatever they. So quite often contractors and Google employees will actually know who the person is, where they are, and who else is in the household.
Yeah. So this comes down to, again, that we're just giving up so much information willingly.
Yeah.
Like we knew these devices were listening to us.
Yeah. Now, OK Google is the command.
Yes.
That will actually start recording.
Yeah.
But there were actually instances where the command had not been given.
So it just recorded. Your phone's gone off.
And it's... Yeah, we get it. So my phone.
Yeah.
So now, that would have picked up while we were talking.
Yeah.
And transcribed.
So Google's gone, they're talking about us.
Yeah. Yeah, but it could also pick up anytime someone said, okay.
Yeah.
And it would start recording in preparation.
Yeah.
Or if they said something that sounded similar, I don't know how anything sounds similar to OK Google.
Yeah.
But if it sounded similar to that, it would pick up. But there were actually instances of where no command was given at all.
Wow, this is shocking.
Now, have they heard violence or criminal activity in the recordings? The answer is yes.
Is that all they've said, though?
No. They've also said that there is no procedure as to what they're supposed to do in that instance. And so, have they heard women being beaten and abused? Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Have they heard other criminal activity? Yes, they have. But they don't actually know what they're supposed to do with it. So quite often they will alert their superiors, these employees and subcontractors, as to the file, and it gets filed somewhere, but nobody actually knows what happens to that, if anything, or if it just sits there in a sensitive data file.
Okay. Can I segue on this? Because you just said something really interesting, and I want to go into another story that's totally related to this.
Oh, okay, is this the one I'm thinking of?
This is totally the one.
Yeah.
So you did mention before that Google does not have a procedure in place if they hear a crime going down or whatever.
Yes.
However, their number one competitor in home devices, Amazon Alexa. Yep.
Well, technically that doesn't have a process, but yeah.
So a man in the US was arrested after Amazon Alexa called the police while he was allegedly beating his girlfriend.
Yeah. So what happened was one of them, I think he actually said it, was he said, did you call the police?
Yeah.
And Amazon Alexa picked it up and went,
Called the
police. And started calling the police. So OK Google actually did the same thing.
Yeah.
You said OK Google, and
I
don't want to say it because my phone's quite close and I don't want it to ring the police, but whether or not they actually have a procedure for when they've heard those snippets, who knows?
Who knows?
So this comes in. So we also, like you said, we had Amazon, Siri.
Yep.
It does the same. That was proven.
Yep.
People tried to say that it wasn't, and it got proven wrong. They were like, oh yeah, no, we do.
Yeah.
Then Alexa got done. Now Google Home. Remember, quite a few years ago, there was concerns about Sony smart TVs, and it turned out that was true. Also with the Samsung. Yeah,
there was also the concern with Xbox, because Xbox wanted to have their camera, the Kinect, always on.
Yeah.
And there was a concern there. I don't know if they ever proved that, or I think they ended up...
well, if Sony TVs were recording it, you can pretty much guarantee
Microsoft's doing the same
that
thing.
Microsoft was doing...
Isn't it funny that we currently live in a time, right, where all the people that 10, 15 years ago we would have called crazy for walking around going, the companies, they're all listening to us. Yeah. Literally, a couple of years ago, I sat down outside of work, and one of the homeless people asked me to move from where I was standing, and I did, because I didn't want to upset her.
Yeah.
But she said, look, I'm really paranoid. I saw your phone. I know you've got a Google phone, and I don't want Google listening to me.
Fair enough.
Right? And I was like, that's a bit crazy, but fine.
Yeah. But it turns out...
all these crazies were right.
100% right. Yeah. It was quite funny because...
they weren't crazy at all. They just had foresight. They just knew more than us.
Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs and all of the big tech companies all cover their cameras on their laptops.
Yep. Lenovo just released a ThinkPad that actually has a built-in cover for the camera.
Yeah.
Because they want that big tech business.
Yeah. And they just cover. Yeah. They cover the cameras. They cover the audio. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But if we are effectively living in Truman's world.
Yeah, the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nuts.
Insane. Yeah. So all those nutty people, like you said, the homeless, paranoid, people that were just like, you're fucking crazy, you tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
Well, they were spot on, and aren't we the dicks?
Yeah. Hey, there's one company you didn't mention. That we mentioned Sony, we mentioned Xbox.
Sorry?
Yeah. Do you think Nintendo's listening?
Samsung? Oh.
Is Nintendo listening? Because people have those devices in
I don't know
their
if
pocket as well
Nintendo are
now.
listening, because I'm pretty sure they would have come up with some better strategies. Maybe they should start.
Well, let's have a talk about their new device, eh?
Alright.
So, this week in gaming news,
Yes.
Nintendo dropped some new news on us with a product announcement that we all knew was coming. It was the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
So they have announced the Nintendo Switch Lite.
Yes.
So just to, it's really simple what this is, right? It's a Nintendo Switch with a smaller screen. The controls, the Joy-Cons on the side aren't removable. It's a purely portable device. Does not have motion tracking, so you can't do anything that you took the controllers
like
off.
the dance.
Yeah. So you can't do any of that with it.
Yeah, it's a
PSP.
an up from the Game Boy.
Yeah. It's the PSP
It's the Game Boy in colour.
of the Switch. Yeah.
Well, the Game Boy in proper colour.
No, the
No.
game. There's been heaps of coloured Game Boys, but it's a purely portable device. This one,
Yeah.
you're not able to dock it. Somehow the USB-C even.
It's smaller, it's thinner.
Yeah.
It's actually more transportable.
Yeah. So essentially,
it's
they've killed off
cheaper.
the 3DS finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I was trying to think of the one that...
Yeah.
like, it's the Game Boy Color? Oh, no.
Yeah.
The 3DS, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Out of the Switch, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
But I've always loved the Game Boy and the 3DS and the advances. And
But I
all
mean,
that kind of
the
stuff.
Switch was already portable,
To be
right?
honest, I loved the game. I still prefer the Game Boy.
See, I still love the PSP. I think the PSP was a great device.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's a shame Sony exited the portable market.
handheld. Yeah, they just couldn't quite break it.
Well, they did with the PSP, but then with the
Vita.
Vita, it just...
The Vita I've just found a little bit...
I only know one person who actually owns a Vita.
I don't...
That owned a Vita when they were new.
Yeah, I remember getting the PSP and then being all buffed off.
I love the PSP.
Yeah, well, I drove.
You drove
2
for
hours.
to pick that up.
Or 4 hours or that
Yeah, for launch day.
for launch day to pick that motherfucker
Well, you're the one who
up.
chose to buy it in Palmerston North instead of New Plymouth.
I took the day off work
Yeah, to go and buy it.
to go and buy that.
Um,
Convinced a friend to take a day off work so that we could go together.
Yeah. But where was we going with this? Yeah. Okay. Still, if I was going to be buying a Switch, and I still haven't bought a Switch yet, I don't own one. It's the only console we haven't got.
Yeah.
I would buy the original. I wouldn't be buying the new one. The
I'm
Lite.
going to agree with you
Yeah.
for one reason only.
Okay.
Price.
Yeah.
So in America, the Switch Lite is $100 cheaper.
I'm just having a quick look at to confirm what I said to you earlier.
Yeah,
But
than the console. But you were saying that here in Australia, it's only going to be $50.
something like that, eh?
And so I'm thinking, well, for $50, I can get a console
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, because I mean, you can pick up a Switch now for between $350 and $400.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen it on sale for $350.
Yeah. And this week it's even going to be cheaper because we've got Prime Day coming up. And last year for Prime Day they sold the Switch for $315.
I thought we had Prime Day already.
No, that's this week.
Oh.
Just having a quick look. Okay, it will be available in 3 different colours.
And the price is...
I'm just having a look. They tweeted it out. Yeah, anyway, I'm pretty sure it was like $350. It's not that much cheaper.
Well, it's not.
Or $299, I think it was.
I was going to say
Yeah.
$3.50.
It's not a hell of a lot
Yeah, so
cheaper.
for $50, I could get the one where it's
You can plug it into your TV.
plug it into my TV.
Yeah, with the dock. And the
Yeah.
removable, fully featured Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Now we were actually having a really interesting conversation,
Yeah.
and I kind of want to bring it up because we didn't really resolve it. I don't
No.
think we're going to resolve it now.
No, but probably not, because we disagree all the time on gaming.
Yeah, but I think it'd be really interesting for those that are listening to give their opinion. To
let you know
weigh
that
in.
I'm right. Yeah.
To weigh in on this conversation.
Yeah.
So it was whether or not you could consider Nintendo's devices as being consoles as we tend to know consoles as being. And so with the Xbox, my argument
Yeah.
is with the Nintendo Switch, although technically plays a part of the console because it can be plugged into your TV.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I would not have compared Nintendo with the likes of PlayStation and Xbox.
So you're saying that the Wii isn't a console?
Oh, okay, maybe the Wii.
Or the Nintendo
But
64?
even then, I still...
Or the Super Nintendo? Or the Nintendo? Or the Wii U? Like, literally everything I just said is a plug-in TV console.
Yeah, I know. But the Wii U, let's not do the Nintendo 64 and all that,
Okay.
because those were great times.
Yeah.
Those were the true console wars,
Yeah.
of which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then they exited to that market to do the handhelds.
No, they didn't. They did the handhelds at the same time. They were
No,
consecutively doing those.
they focused on their handhelds. They kept doing the like the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah.
And even then, because of...
At the same time, consecutively, they did the entire Game Boy range. And then they did
Yeah,
the
but what we were
3DS,
arguing
and they
over
did the
was whether or
DS.
not we considered Game Boys and
A
all of
console.
them to be consoles.
So whether we're calling a
And
portable...
I wouldn't compare those portable devices to Xbox and...
No, I wouldn't compare them
PlayStation?
to it, but I would call it a console. What you said was they're not really a console. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
because that's what I'm comparing.
Yeah.
I'm basing it on the fact that if I'm calling it a console, I have to compare it to other brands.
Yeah.
And the other brands' consoles are not portable.
No, okay.
They're
So
plug-in
this is what I will say.
to your TV.
This is now. Let me get my point across. My point is, any standalone device purely for gaming or mainly for gaming, because there's no such thing as purely for gaming anymore, because they all have YouTube and movies and apps and stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But predominantly created for gaming is a gaming console.
So a PC is a gaming console.
No, because it's not primarily for gaming.
No, you have gaming PCs, you have gaming laptops. I mean, you actually specialised in selling that shit.
Yeah, they're not primarily developed for...
But they're primarily developed for gaming, aren't they?
A gaming PC is, yes, but it's not.
So
because
therefore it's a console.
but it's
So
not
the
the
NUC
primary
would be a
use of it.
console.
Oh, NUC is a grey area. Let's not talk about the NUC, because I think the NUC is a grey area. It's a small box that
Yeah, but-
does one... That,
So I guess that's where my confusion comes in.
yeah.
Is you're saying we can compare Game Boys and all these handheld devices
Okay,
to
so
Xbox
what I'm
and
saying...
PlayStation,
Okay, wait.
but we can't compare game
No, what
PCs
I said was...
and
it's a
the
standal-
NUC to Xbox and
No.
PlayStation.
So what I said was anything that is primarily developed for gaming
Yeah.
is a gaming... A
Console.
standalone device is a gaming console. I didn't say you could compare...
So therefore,
Listen,
if it's a standalone,
I didn't say you could compare a handheld to the Xbox, because you can't. They're two different devices inside
That's my point.
of the same overarching umbrella. So gaming consoles, overarching umbrella,
Yeah.
right? A home gaming console, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch sits in between the two.
yeah,
And then you've got portable device, which is your PSPs, your Vitas, or portable gaming console. Your
again,
PSP,
where your Nintendo Switch comes
Vita.
in, your Nintendo Switch Lite.
yeah,
which would fit
Nintendo
under
Switch
that.
Lite. That's
Oh, Nintendo Switch still sits between those two.
no, it doesn't,
console.
because it's only a handheld.
No, I said the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, the Switch, the main Switch.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
still
The OG
sits in
Switch
between.
sits in between. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a handheld as well as a
But you're
console.
saying that the gaming PCs and NUCs
That's
don't
not the
come under
conversation we were having before we came on the air. That's,
yeah, I know,
no.
but now I'm
A gaming
extending-
PC is a game. No, I don't want to extend it because
extending.
that's just stupid.
Why
A
is
gaming
it stupid?
PC is a gaming
They're specifically
PC.
made for gaming, and it is a standalone gaming device.
Yeah, but it's a completely different genre of device. It's a PC.
And then you're
It's
saying
a
that the NUC-
Windows. It's a Windows-powered computer that has been developed primarily for gaming. Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
it's not
therefore
a
the NUC
console.
should fit under console.
Well, no, that's a PC because it's a Windows-developed device.
But
It's a Windows device.
it's primarily made for gaming.
The Skull Canyon is.
Your
and the Hades
your genre changes to suit.
Look, I will
What's the
call
argument?
the Hades Canyon and the Skull Canyon NUC. So not just NUCs because there's other NUCs, but those two Intel NUCs, I will say sit in a grey area between PC and console. There you go.
But
That's what I will say because it is a PC. It's a small
But-
PC, but it's a very small box. It's a nice.
yeah, but then
and-
you could say that the Xbox is essentially a PC that has been, and the PlayStation is a PC that has been reconfigured.
Okay, this is what I will say. This is how I'm going to define the difference between a PC and a console. Right?
You're getting really angry.
I am because it's stupid. But this is
Why
how I'm
is
going
it
to define
stupid?
it.
I'm just
This
trying
is-
to understand.
Yeah, so I'm going to help
Me
you here.
trying to
right?
understand
This is how I'm going to
is
help
not
you.
stupid. Don't say that me trying to understand is stupid and then me pulling up
No, I didn't say.
points in your argument
Okay.
as being stupid.
And I'm about to clarify it
That's
here, right?
rude.
Okay, now I'm going to clarify it. A PC is a device that runs on Windows that can be upgraded by adding extra parts to it.
Yeah, what does Microsoft run on? The Xbox?
Runs on Xbox, Windows OS.
Okay.
But like I said, you cannot add any parts to a console. You can add peripherals, but you can't add RAM, you can't add a new graphics card, you can't upgrade the graphics card, you can't add parts to it to improve it. There you go. That's how I'm going to
Can you
define
do that with NUC?
it. Yes, you can. 100% you can. You can add more RAM.
What's the point of... Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I
you can upgrade the
don't really
processor as well
understand.
if you really want.
Don't really understand the point of that. Maybe there is a point.
Yeah,
I'm not a PC person,
A
so I wouldn't know.
Because PCs, you add stuff so that it's constantly a better device. So as games get better, you need better graphics cards, or you need more RAM, or you need a better processor. So that's why. But it does get to a point where you
So
just go,
if-
fuck, I've just created this beast of a computer because I've just added parts onto it. I actually need to get a new one now. 'Cause
Yeah.
eventually you get to a point where this mix of parts doesn't work well together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how I'm going to define the difference between a PC and a console. But the original argument is a handheld gaming device
So in that
a console?
case-
Yes, it is.
The Commodore 64.
Commodore 64 is a PC. Wait, I can't say too much. I'm stopping myself. I almost broke NDA then.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because a lot of computers... Oh, so then you'd say that if your whole thing is that if it can't be added to improve its service, then arcade machines.
Yeah, arcade machines, technically a console, I suppose.
Would technically be a console under
Yeah.
that. Under your...
Yeah,
Because it's not an official...
No, primarily it's a gaming device and it can't be upgraded really by like. Well, they can be upgraded.
They can be upgraded.
Yeah, but that's different.
But then you have
that's
to-
a completely different segment altogether. That's an arcade machine.
Yeah, but still comes under a console, doesn't it?
No, it's not because it's.
What about all my little handheld gaming all my handheld gaming ones that I have?
Like
from
your
the
little
old school
LED
from
ones and
90s.
stuff. Yeah, it's a gaming console.
Yeah, but effectively they're the
They
same.
only do one thing, but it's a gaming console.
Yeah, but they're the same as an arcade machine. They're just miniature.
I don't know what machines you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the LCD games.
My little 80s machines that I've got.
The little.
My
L-
Grandmasters.
Oh, those. That's a gaming console. Not an arcade machine.
Yeah, basically works off the premise of
but
an old arcade machine.
But that's what they did back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a standalone device for gaming. Anyway, before the listener gets bored, what do you think of this? I want you to let us know who's right here. How right am I? How wrong is Carice? What do you define as the... How do you define the difference between a PC and a gaming console?
I was just saying, I probably wouldn't compare Nintendo Switch to...
The Switch?
The Switch I find hard to compare to the Xbox and the PS4, and I know a lot of Xbox One and the PS4, and I know a lot of gaming outlets actually do have that in the comparisons, like when they were saying, the Nintendo Switch has outsold the PlayStation. Well, actually, it hasn't outsold the PlayStation, it outsold it
last year, in launch year.
In its quarter for the same amount of time that PlayStation had done, but PlayStation, the PS4's actually sold 96.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. PS4 has won this generation by a mile.
PlayStation sold 96 million units. I think I've only got April. Xbox had sold 41 million units by April, just gone, and the Switch had sold 35 million. And so I was looking at it and I was going, it's a cool number. Right, and I get it.
Look, it's a cool number. They've sold more consoles than we've sold.
Right. But I'm just thinking, I think it's a little bit of an unfair comparison to make to the Xbox and to the PlayStation, because the Switch is it works in two worlds. Of the whole basis of it was that yes, you can plug it into your TV, but it's portable.
Yeah,
you can
it's
play
both.
it. And Xbox and PlayStation can't do that.
No, it can't.
Price point was actually a huge difference.
Yeah. The Switch came in cheaper.
The Switch came in massively cheaper because it's smaller. Yeah. It's not as
and
powerful.
And it's older technology too.
Yeah, it's not as powerful as the Xbox and PlayStation.
That's always been Nintendo's thing though. They come out with a new console using older tech, so they make a shit ton of profit. But what they do a really good job of is they create amazing gaming experiences.
Yeah.
Name the game's the game.
Yeah. If they would have sold more Switches.
Well, they sold more Switches than they did Wii U, so they clearly fixed their problem that they did.
But they still haven't outsold their original Game Boy either.
Oh, I doubt I think that's always going to be pushing shit uphill.
Yeah, I know. Every one of their devices... Oh, not everyone, but every one of the handhelds, anyway, have always outsold PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah. And there's a lot of factors that go into that, and price has actually been the biggest one. Yeah. Nintendo's always been a lot cheaper. I think the reason why I didn't celebrate so much with the Nintendo Switch was because even though it was still more expensive than what the Game Boys and all that were, it still came in at half the price that PlayStation and Xbox came in. Completely different fucking market, and purpose for buying it. Yeah. And then I kind of had this thing where I had this moment of realization when I hopped on the train when the Switch came out. Yeah. I saw people who I used to see playing with their 3DS or their Game Boys had replaced those with their Nintendo Switch. Yeah. And I was like, that's funny.
So for the first couple of months, you saw a lot of Switches on the train.
Yeah. And I went on the train recently and I saw no Switches, but I saw all the 3DS and the Game Boys back out. Yeah.
So, so I take the train to and from Sydney City for around about 45 minutes each way a day.
Yeah,
Monday to
depending
Friday.
on the train service.
Yeah, right. And I can actually tell you, I think in the last 6 months, I haven't seen a single Switch.
Yeah, and so that's kind
Actually, no, I saw it once, and it was because we were with a friend of ours who takes the Switch everywhere.
Yeah. So I kind of... Yeah, but he doesn't play it.
Yeah, he was playing it.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was playing it. He does play his a lot. But I think the observation's still there, that
Yeah.
When
It's still a valid observation, I think.
Oh yeah, 100% it is. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying... And I guess I wouldn't want to... Like, if I paid 400... Or how much was it when it came out? $600?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I
When
thought
it came
was
out...
like $4.99.
It was pretty fucking expensive. I remember thinking it was pretty expensive for a handheld.
It was nowhere near... It's not a handheld. It's a handheld and a home console.
Yeah, I know, but the whole point of it was that it was a handheld that could be transported,
Yeah.
which had the added bonus or added value of plugging into your TV.
I would say
it wasn't
it was a
sold
home
primarily.
console that
It was
has the
not.
added bonus
It was
of being
not.
portable.
It was not.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was not advertised as primarily being your at-home console. It was advertised as being able to take it out like you did with your Nintendo 3DS and your Game Boy, and then being able to also plug it in.
I think this is more of a case
And
of
then
you and I
you going out,
both saw the
there were
same
heaps of-
advertising and took two different things away.
No. And then they had the parties, and then how you could take it to a restaurant and
Yeah, because people are doing that.
and play it and play with your friends at the game. Like, this is the advertising.
Yeah,
So
I know.
obviously, if you're advertising that, you're trying to market it towards the fact that it's transportable.
Yeah.
And I guess I would freak the fuck out at giving my son, at the age of 17, a $600 device.
Yeah. He's asked for one so he can play Fortnite.
I don't
when
even
he's not
trust
at the
him with a
computer.
$200 phone anymore.
Because he's ruined the last three we've given him.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not going to trust him with a gaming console
Yeah.
or a gaming device. And I think that's kind of where, and I think that's the issue Nintendo faces. I know they've sold a lot of Switches. I think if their Switch Lite, especially in Australia, was just that little bit cheaper,
Yeah.
I think they would do massively well.
But I think if it was sitting around the $250 mark, I'd buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why
the
that's
same
the
price
number.
that the Game Boy came out at. Was it?
What, in the 80s?
Yeah, 90s.
80s?
I was thinking the 90s Game Boys and the
You're talking about,
Nintendo
like, the
3DS.
Advance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance. Well, fuck, who the fuck could afford a Game Boy in the 80s, Fish? Could your parents afford a Game
No,
Boy in the 80s?
I saved up for one for like a year. And
In the
I bought one.
80s?
Yes, in the 80s, the original Game Boy.
You would have been 2.
No, I wasn't. When do you think the Game Boy came out?
Well, when do you think the Game Boy came
Let
out?
me have a look. I'm going to Google this. Game Boy.
I should just ask. Okay, Google.
1989.
So you would have been 8.
Yeah.
And you could save
I had a paper run.
at 8.
Yeah.
So on your 50 cents, you would have got paid.
No. I used to get paid. Well, I can tell you that. I used to get paid in the hand $12 a week for doing that paper run.
Yeah.
And I saved up all of it because I bought a Game Boy for $150 from Decca in New Zealand.
That's,
Cost me $150. I had it on a lay-by.
yeah. So,
I can't believe at that age I was allowed to get a lay-by too.
I don't think you were.
Apparently
It's a
you were.
contract, isn't it?
Yeah, it
A
is.
lay-by?
And I signed up
So
for that
for
on my
14
own.
weeks, you saved up all
Well,
of
no.
the money.
Well, okay, so I used to get paid in the hand after I did my paper run.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, no, what would happen is I'd do my paper run, and then the next week when I went to do my paper run, I'd get paid in the hand for my previous week's paper run. And I did the paper run in the town area, so I had to deliver papers to all the shops.
Yeah.
So what I'd do is I'd go to all the shops, and when I got to Decca, I would put all my money on my Game Boy.
Yeah, so that's 14 weeks.
Yes, 14 weeks of not being paid because I put all that money straight on my Game Boy.
And you're 8.
Yeah. I would have been 8 or 9. Let's be honest, it was probably 1990 or something when I did it.
So 10.
Yeah.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it was $150.
Yeah. So that being relatively... Okay, so by the time...
We've gone on a massive segue, by the way.
Yeah, so
Oh,
in the
not segue,
90s,
massive
which is
fucking-
when the Game Boy would have registered for me.
Yeah. Early 90s.
Yeah, because I think during that time I would have been on the Sega.
Yeah, I was. I
rather than the
wasn't a
Game Boy.
Nintendo kid at all, but I wanted the Game Boy. The Game Boy
I don't even think the Game Boy even...
I still have my original Game Boy, by the way.
Yeah, no, but I don't even think the Game Boy even registered for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had Game Gear.
Yeah, but this is in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, and we're talking 94.
Yeah.
93. The Game Gear came out.
Yeah.
No, the Game Gear. I got Game Gear over there.
I don't know how you afforded to have a Game Gear. Because they were so expensive to keep batteries in.
Oh, my nana bought it.
Yeah, but how many, like, it used to take like 8 batteries, the Game Gear? And it would chew through them in like half an hour?
Yeah, it did chew it through it really quick.
Yeah.
I know it didn't last long.
Yeah,
but I had my plug.
Okay. Did you have a power pack for it?
Yeah.
Did you know that it took... Okay, no. We're going to go off on a tangent here.
Just do it.
Oh, did you know that the power plug for it was exactly the same power plug from the Mega Drive?
Did not know that.
So if you had a Mega Drive, you could just unplug the Mega Drive and plug it into your Game Gear.
Yeah, so my Game Gear, I actually remember being at church when I clocked Echo.
Where you like stand up and you're like, hallelujah! They're like, sister in the back, she's got the spirit. And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I would have been like all of 13.
Yeah.
12 or 13 when that came out.
Alright. I think we've talked gaming enough. We've got some pop culture to try and get through. Have we got enough time?
Yeah, you got a short amount of time.
We've got a short amount of time.
So let's stop, take a break, come back. Warning. Spoiler alert ahead. Warning. Spoiler alert ahead. Warning. Spoiler alert ahead.
Alright, this week. 2 big things we achieved last weekend, well, between last weekend and now.
Yeah, all for research purposes.
All for research purposes,
Do you think
purely
we can
for the
claim
listeners.
that back in tax?
Yes, totally. Our Netflix account is totally getting... Actually, we should be able to do that. If we're gonna... That's a conversation for off here.
Yeah, and away from the Google Home.
Yeah. But, so, let's start off. Last weekend, we watched 8 episodes of Stranger Things, damn near back to back.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
You go with your thoughts.
Okay,
first.
my thoughts? I think it's an amazing show. As a kid who grew up in the 80s, it's all the things that I remember. I don't remember a lot from the 80s. But like, it hits all those notes, right? Like,
I remember Madonna.
Like,
I was stoked when they played Material Girl.
Yeah, right. There's another song we're going to talk about later then.
Okay.
I thought... Okay, I honestly keep thinking to myself, like, when Stranger Things 2 came out, I was like, well, how realistic... am I going to be invested in this? Am I going to be able to suspend my disbelief to believe that not only did this horrible shit happen to these kids once...
But it's happened
again.
But
it's happened again, right?
Yeah.
And I did go into season 3 thinking, how are they honestly going to make me believe that after all the shit these kids have been through 2 years in a row, that a 3rd year in a row we're going to get more of it, right? And I'm going to believe that.
Yeah.
But I did. And I loved it. And it was awesome. I think the story's awesome. I think Millie Bobby Brown is an amazing actress. Like, I can't...
100%.
I can't get over how much... And I think this is due to her being silent in Series 1. Predominantly, completely silent.
Yeah, and then only kind of barely talking in season 2.
Yeah. So the fact that now she converses and talks a lot, but she's able to get across... She can tell a story with just facial features and her facial reactions and stuff like that.
For no doubt, she's definitely a very talented actress.
Yeah.
And it shows massively in the series.
She outshines the rest of those kids.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think... Now, this is a conversation me and you have had as well, is I think some of those kids aren't as good at actors as the rest of them, and this season really showed it.
Yeah, so it's quite obvious that I thought it was obvious that Millie worked on her craft.
Yep.
Has been working on her craft.
The kid that plays the one with the hair and
Dustin?
Dustin. The kid that played Dustin. I think he's an amazing actor as well.
Yeah, I think he did. He was surprised because I remember when I first year,
Yeah.
actually being quite annoyed at his acting,
Yeah.
feeling like it was a little bit overacted.
Yeah. But he's good.
In this series, I felt like a little bit more believable, and
Yeah.
actually became quite fond of that character.
Yeah.
The kid who plays Michael,
Yeah. I find him annoying.
yeah, his acting actually annoyed me a bit, kind of pulled me out
Yeah.
of remembering, oh, that's right, these kids are acting. The character of the guy who played Will, I actually enjoyed his acting.
You liked Will.
Yeah, no, I don't like Will's character.
Yeah.
I liked Will, the actor who plays Will.
Yeah.
His acting in it.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed.
Okay. It's funny
Because
how
I
his
felt-
character's taken a real back seat this season too.
I didn't feel like it had.
I felt like it did massively. Like he was basically just
Totally opposing opinion,
he was
but yeah.
basically just an alert system all
So-
for this entire season.
Yeah.
He was just there to be like, well, something's coming.
Yeah, but it's his facials.
Added no
it's his
depth
whole,
or anything to the show.
Yeah, it's his facials. It's his whole how he was getting annoyed at his friends. It was that kind of behaviour and acting, or how he was acting that behaviour, made me quite like his acting ability. But then that kid who plays Michael distracted me from the fact. Oh, and the other kid, the black kid.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember his name, to be honest. His character's name.
Those two, I felt. So the black kid, I felt like the whole writing around about it was like this Eddie Murphy style type shit.
Maybe being the 80s, they might have. They might have decided
I just found
to have.
I found his stuff.
Lucas.
Yeah.
I
found the character of Lucas kind of cliche.
Yeah. Bob.
And underutilized. And the guy who plays Michael.
Yep. Finn Wolfhard. I'm looking at names on my phone.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about what their real names are. I just didn't like his acting this season. So I have a controversial opinion.
Okay.
I wasn't actually a huge fan of this season.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought the finale was epic.
Yeah.
But I found that there was a ton of focus on the 80s references rather than on the storyline.
Oh, I thought the story was good. See, I disagree with you. You're right. You're right in what you say. Like, I do disagree. Quickly going back to the actors.
I'm right, but you disagree.
No. You're right that I would disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, I found there was so much focus on all these 80s references. There's only one 80s reference that I fucking loved.
And it was at the worst time, which made it amazing. Nobody saw that coming.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah. Last
I think
episode.
that's probably why I enjoyed
Spoiler.
it the most.
Because we haven't spoiled this show.
Oh,
for you already.
yeah.
We're about to spoil the shit out of it because we're going to
Should probably
talk
stop.
about the last episode.
Yeah. So they start singing the tune.
Well, it's right in the middle of. Let's set the scene here. This is.
Well, everybody else who's now on has seen it, so they all know of what we're about to talk about. And we're about to talk about the Never-Ending Story
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie.
We sing along.
I stood up.
Yeah.
I raised my hand in the air like I was back at church.
Yeah.
And started singing the song with my eyes closed.
Yeah. So you missed that 5 minutes of the show?
Oh no, just briefly.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as that first lyric hit,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Is it?
Is
Are we
it?
going to?
Are they? Are they? And then just went in. And it was just amazing. And the facials of all of those people that were...
Yeah, like, what the fuck? You're choosing
all the
now to
characters.
have a sing-along?
There's this huge monster chasing after them. I mean, the contrast is amazing.
Yeah.
While
It
they're
was
singing
awesome.
this beautiful duet.
Yeah. I've got lots of thoughts about the entire season, but I think we could almost do an entire podcast on this.
Well, funny, because after that, we had the discussion as to whether or not I'd shown the kids, because I'm the movie buff.
Yeah.
And there was this big discussion that we'd had as to whether or not I'd actually shown the kids Never-Ending Story. And for a moment there, I thought I was a really tragic mum, and that I hadn't.
Because
Angel, my youngest, didn't.
He'd never seen it.
He'd never seen it. And so I thought maybe I hadn't shown my oldest. Turns out I had shown my oldest.
Yeah, so you're only a bad parent to one child.
Yeah. So it's just the one kid I'm being
he's
in.
never seen Labyrinth either.
No, he hasn't seen Labyrinth.
Yeah, so the youngest kid, you're just not showing any of your favourite childhood movies.
No, and Never-Ending Story and Labyrinth were my favourites.
Yeah.
So I eventually went to the shops, got some popcorn.
Yeah.
Because it's school holidays here at the moment. Made my kids sit down and we watched Never-Ending Story. Not gonna lie, my kid was not wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
The reason why he didn't want to watch it is because 80s graphics are just really shit. And I was like, it doesn't matter about how shit the 80s graphics are. It's the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
I watched the Never-Ending Story, not gonna lie, was not disappointed. Exactly how I remembered it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. And when...
And later this week, you're going to be sitting down and watching Labyrinth.
I'm going to watch Labyrinth. With or without my kid. Yeah. This time, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so I've just got one last point I want to make about Stranger Things before we move on to Spider-Man.
Okay.
All right. Standout character of the entire show. For me, Erica. Lucas's sister, Erica.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah. I thought her character just added this amazing humour to the show that I think previous seasons had missed.
Yeah.
Like, there hasn't really been that real humorous character there.
Yeah. So I guess
She was amazing. She was an awesome little actress.
Yeah. I guess with my whole thing with the three, because of how the story divided up into three different arcs.
Yeah, well, it's the first time we've seen the kids separated.
Yeah. And they all separate into these different story arcs that eventually all join up to the one at the end. It was quite nice. It was really well done. But like I said, I just found the focus on the 80s references
too hard.
Too distracting and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, you looked at it and it was the 80s. You didn't need to constantly push home every popular 80s reference that was happening. And I just found that the story weakened a little bit because of it. Yeah. I had shitloads of questions as to why would Joyce, the mother, leave her kids after everything's
she's
happened.
Been through, to go off and chase a theory of hers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying, oh, look, we can go really deep.
Yeah, so I just had some serious questions in regards to that.
Look, I've got theories. I had theories.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say, Hopper, alive or dead?
I want to say dead, because I think
because you've emotionally dealt with it.
Yeah, I think he should just be dead, and I think it'd be a little bit too cliche if he came back in the fourth one.
Okay, so I think he's not, and I've got a theory as to how.
Yeah, I think we've all had some theories as to how he would have been able to escape that. I'm not going to go into it
because, look, if we keep going on this, we're never going to end, and we still need to talk about Spider-Man.
Well, let's go. Spider-Man. We saw Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay. I went into Spider-Man, super pumped, super excited. This is the last of this era of the MCU.
Yeah.
It's building us up for the next phase of the MCU.
Yeah.
I think it had a lot of work to do, this movie.
I don't think it had to do a lot of work, but yeah.
Well, it had to give us a bit of closure on...
No, it didn't.
Well, on Iron Man. On Iron Man.
No, it didn't.
So, okay.
We had closure. So we saw his funeral.
Yeah, but we
mourned his loss.
Yeah, but we got to see Peter mourning his loss.
Yeah.
But it sort of reaffirmed that we did lose so many people in that movie. It was the first time, because the way Endgame ended, they put a lot of focus on the fact that we lost Stark.
Yeah.
Right? And they didn't really go too deep into the fact that we lost Black Widow, we lost...
yeah, but that's...
Cat,
remember, you got to
we
remember, everybody complained about the fact that they were like,
Yeah.
so you had a funeral for Stark, but not for Black
and
Widow.
you just mentioned the others.
Yeah.
So we got to see them sort of really reaffirm that we did lose all of those.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man's being seen as... or being asked if he's going to be the next Iron Man and whatnot. So that's what I mean. Like, it had a lot of heavy lifting to do with that. Him having to move on by himself. Him working with... what's his face? Eye patch.
Fury?
Nick Fury. For the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a lot to do. At first, I left that theatre
Happy
thinking...
Macking on his aunt, yeah.
Right. I left that theatre really happy with the movie at first.
Mm.
What's this, 4 days later? 5 days later?
Yeah.
I'm not as happy with the film as I was.
Why?
I don't know, I've had some time to think about it. And I think at the end of the movie, there was one scene that really... one of the post-credit sequences, actually, took a whole lot away from the movie.
Oh, what one was that one? What one are you talking about?
Okay, so spoiler alert. I probably should have said that already.
We've already said that with the last one, yeah.
The post-credit scene where we find out that wasn't Nick Fury at all.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that Nick's off-world for some reason, which, cool question to ask. When did he go there? How long has he been there?
Yeah.
Awesome question. I can't wait to find out if we're going to explore that.
Yeah.
But it sort of took away from the fact that it actually wasn't Nick Fury he was working with the entire time. Nick wasn't pulling together a team to do all this and stuff like that. It was just some Kree.
Well, it wasn't
Skrull.
just some...
Skrull? Kree.
No, Skrull.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some Skrull.
Yeah, I know. It was one of the most important
the
ones.
most iconic one of them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
I don't know, it just yeah, there's lots of
all of the Spider-Man stories have all had this common theme of dealing with Stark's...
input. Or
No, disgruntled employees.
I thought that was a cool fucking twist, actually, that the bad guys were...
Yeah, but
shitty
we've seen that
employees.
before.
When?
So,
Oh, it was disgruntled... No, it wasn't disgruntled employees in the last one. It was contractors who lost their contract because of Stark.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then this one's disgruntled employees.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool idea, actually.
Oh, yeah, like, totally good. And I loved the whole playing these people that all had kind of like insignificant roles were
I thought it
actually
was
significant players.
Oh, totally. I thought it was an
And
awesome
that's-
twist on fucking Mysterio.
Yeah, well, everyone knew Mysterio was a bad, so I didn't really understand. Well, I knew Mysterio was a bad guy.
Yeah, I knew Mysterio was a bad guy. I don't think everybody, like comic book nerds, all knew that it was going to be
Yeah.
the bad guy.
So I was a little bit confused as to why he was being here. I was like, oh fuck, they have really changed it.
Yeah.
Changed the
But the
Marvel
thing that they have
universe.
changed is that Mysterio wasn't a person, Mysterio was a team.
Yeah. So that whole I was just like, oh, I've kind of seen this before. Disgruntled Stark employees or contractors,
Yeah.
people who get fucked off with Stark,
Yeah.
Spider-Man has to deal with.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Spider-Man has just become Stark Enterprises HR.
I like that. He's dealing with shitty fucking people that are shitty with Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, if you're gonna pigeonhole
Yeah.
your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I guess you can do it in that way, which is really insignificant.
Yeah.
I
still love the film. I still think it was a great movie, and there was heaps of cool shit that happened in the movie. I think they definitely grew.
As a standalone film, I don't think you can watch it and understand what's happening. So you would have had watched the previous Spider-Mans.
Yeah. And Endgame.
and Endgame in order to understand what that Spider-Man story was about.
Yeah.
And when it comes to shit like that, I'm not a huge fan. I like the stories, I like the movies where you can watch one and have it be a standalone and not have had to watch the others.
Yeah.
Like with Black Panther. I liked Black Panther because
you didn't have to have seen
I
any of the
didn't have
others.
to see it in sequence.
Yeah.
I could just enjoy it as a movie. And then later on it somehow plays. But with the whole premise of this Spider-Man was that you actually had to have had to see the other movies.
Yeah, totally you did.
And so therefore it's not going to hook you into what the next lot was about. I felt like it answered nothing. It answered no questions.
No, it didn't. It explored.
And everybody was saying...
It explored sort of the impact of the snapping a little bit.
Yeah, well, they call it the blip.
The blip, yeah. There were things like that they sort of answered, but it wasn't really a question I had.
Yeah.
But I think it was cool. They progressed
that.
It
was all done in Endgame as well. Like they explained again in Spider-Man.
But I think it's from
from
his point of view or whatever.
Yeah, the snap, like right at the beginning, and I was like, we'd already kind of seen that in Endgame, and if you didn't see Endgame, was it vital that they explained that bit in the movie? And I don't think it was.
Oh, I don't think it was vital, but I think it was cool. I feel like they've grown Spider-Man and Peter's character.
I think they've completely changed the Spider-Man character as to who the Spider-Man that we all know from the comic books is this essentially becomes as a geeky teenager who gets it wrong a lot of the time. But he's doing his best. He's trying his best. That's why we all relate.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like this Peter is there.
He's got a really good heart and he's trying his best and all this kind of stuff. But then later on in life, in Spider-Man's life, and I don't know if there are any other versions where Spider-Man becomes this great person, but Spider-Man becomes an absolute fuck-up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this Spider-Man is going to become that. I feel like they're preparing him to become something completely different.
Who knows? I don't know where they're going to take him.
Because he's gotten access to the world's biggest fucking who's your daddy.
I like the fact that it was reinforced in this movie that Peter is smart as fuck, because his character's always been smart as fuck, and they've sort of reinforced it this time. Where I think in the Sam Raimi films, you explored it a little bit in the first one,
he
and
came
then you
off
sort of
smart, and then all of a sudden he got
became
stupid.
A dickhead.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that there's certain points that they're hitting with Peter Parker and Spider-Man that they're just getting 100% right.
Yeah.
Some cool fucking things that they did that they didn't need to do that I love though, like the end credit sequence where we find out, or they let the world know that Spider-Man's Peter Parker. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? J. Jonah Jameson. It's the same J. Jonah Jameson, the actor from the Sam Raimi films.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I was quite stoked to see him.
Yeah. I like the spin that they put on the Daily Bugle, that it's not the
like
newspaper.
InfoWars.
It's like, InfoWars.
Yeah.
I loved it. Awesome idea.
Those
funny.
adaptations were actually quite good. On point.
Yeah.
Very relevant.
I like that Happy Hogan got... he's getting a happy moment.
I know.
Like, he's not just a B player who's not really getting a story arc. Like, all of a sudden he's getting a story arc. He's getting a love story.
Yeah. I've got big hopes for Happy.
Yeah.
And Aunt May.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think when Aunt May found out...
Aunt May's not supposed to be hot, though.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
find Aunt May attractive, and I'm not supposed to.
But Aunt May also wasn't supposed to find out the soon.
No.
And so I think when Aunt May found out in the last movie, I think that's what made me realise they're actually going to take Peter in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
As to the Peter that we've kind of known.
Yeah. This is the thing, we always have to remember that the
exciting.
MCU is its own universe. It's not the comic book universe.
I think that's an exciting an exciting thing to do because you're rediscovering these characters. Once upon a time, I would have actually argued with doing that because the reason why those characters are famous
is because of the stories we fell in love with.
The stories we fell in love with. And when you change something so dramatically, it can upset. I think Marvel have done a really good job in being able to make these changes, these huge changes, but
make
still
them
keep kind of like
palatable?
the essence, the spirit, I guess.
They make
You've still
them
got that
palatable
naivety.
as well.
You've still got that naivety of Spider-Man and that not quite understanding out, that geeking moment out because he is a kid. And that being what we fell in love with.
Yeah.
But then you're giving him all these resources that our Spider-Man that we grew up with never had. And all of a sudden you're going, oh.
Yeah.
I did wonder though, they paid a lot of attention to, you know that bully?
Yeah. Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
There's something going on there. It's
As-
weird that there's this little story there that they're teasing that there's something more there.
Yeah, so I noticed that they...
I've read a really interesting theory on this today.
So I noticed that they... there was one on... At the end, when they all go back home, get to the US, and he asks, where's his mum? Still not.
Where's Mum and Dad?
Yeah.
Or where's Mum?
Did they not come to me? So all of a sudden, like, he's been around, but he's never been a huge focus.
No, he's just been a dickhead.
I'm wondering,
Mm-hmm.
this is the start of he, because he's obviously got a lot of money. We saw that in the second one. If his parents are Oscorp.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. No, but before we go into that, you missed another point, another part of the Flash Thompson story. Earlier in the movie, when he puts on Stark's glasses for the first time and he's reading
He's got the
messages.
text. It's the text about Mum.
Yeah,
About Mum.
he's texting us saying, "Hey, Mum and Dad, I haven't heard from you for 2 days.
Yeah,
Is everything okay?" Or
I
something
did
like
see that.
Yeah. So it's an ongoing thing. That's what made me. I was like, well, this is interesting. So there's a theory going around, and I love this theory, is that what's happened is while he's been away, something has happened to the father.
Okay.
Right? Or something. And he goes back, and his mum is going to have to take charge.
Yeah.
Or something to do with her family business. And you find out that, because we haven't heard Flash's real name yet. His name. So you find out that Flash's mum is an Osborn.
Yeah.
And that
I'm thinking
Flash's
that
real name is Thing Osborn.
Yeah.
And that they're going to potentially build up to a female Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with that.
So I was like, yeah. So it's just this
once upon a time I
moment.
would have been so anti this.
Yeah. So I saw the text. I think that's probably where I got my idea.
Yeah.
Why I got stuck on that whole end bit.
Yeah.
But it was that when the chauffeur dude came to pick him up, and then I had this moment of realizing, like, we don't.
And he loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he loves Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is the rich dude. This is the rich kid. This
Yeah.
is the Osborn.
Yeah.
But wait, his last name's not Osborn.
Yeah.
And then.
But the mum could be an Osborn.
Yeah.
And she's married to Thompson.
And I was like, I wonder if somehow they're going to make him the Oscorp, and this is the start of the Green Goblin story.
Yeah. Because this will be the first time they haven't done Green Goblin in a Spider-Man series.
Yeah. So I'm glad that other people are thinking that.
Yeah. So
Because
Norman.
I'm thinking that too.
Yeah. Norman Osborn was the father, who was the original Green Goblin, and his son. William Dafoe was amazing in that character, by the way. I'm just having a look. I can't remember what the son's name is.
Considering you're the Spider-Man dude.
I know. Well, look, it's late, okay? Yeah, I haven't got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're just
fine.
going to have to give up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's all where we should stop.
Yeah. Awesome movie. Go check it out. Like I said,
Well,
not as awesome as I thought it was going to be after
We've
sitting
just
on it.
spoiled the movie for you. But, but yeah,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, you probably shouldn't have listened to this bit.
Yeah. Oh, one cool thing though. This week, San Diego Comic-Con. I think we're going to find out what's happening with the MCU going forward.
Oh, next week, actually, Netflix comes out with The Greatest Hack, which is actually about Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, so that'll actually be worth the watch.
Yeah. So next
Wow.
week we can talk about all that.
Yeah, can we? No, it'll come out not this week, next week.
Yeah, well, we can talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can catch us. You can catch us. You can tweet us about the show. Let us know what you think about it. Give us any feedback. Talk to us. You can follow us on Twitter at #RadioNZ. Or you can follow our own personal accounts. I'm at FidMcAwesome.
At Chris McAwesome.
And thanks for listening to the show. Make sure you subscribe to us wherever you've found us. Give us a rating, thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever it is, the platform you're listening to us on. Tell your friends about the show. And that's us for this week.
Ka kite anō.